for them. And at this point, you can't really go on stage and be super sad or anything. You just have to try every week to improve. And it sounds boring, but you just have to try and improve as much as possible, because for you, again, it's next week when you play Giants and when you play Rocket. That's where you really want to peak. That's where you want to pick up wins, because then suddenly you might put Vitality under you in the standings.
And that's what's important to note, right? 0 series wins for Origen, 1 series win for Vitality.
Just one.
And Origen and Vitality play in 2 weeks' time, week 8. That will actually be our top lane themed week as well. So make sure you guys tune in to watch that one. And of course, if Origen can get ahead of Vitality, they get to that safe spot. It means they're not at risk of facing Schalke or whoever else wins the plethora of tiebreakers that may happen tomorrow. But let's bring it back to this game where the former Challenger squad, Misfits, is 1-0 up. They've banned out Rengar, Varus, LeBlanc, Malzahar, Camille, Rise taken off the table, and a very early Jace lock-in.
Yeah, Jace still considered a very strong pick, but I do feel top lane Jace is slightly worse now that Black Cleaver was changed a little bit. Even Last Whisper losing more attack damage can hurt Jace a little bit. So, but mainly the Black Cleaver one losing some AD there, getting more HP. Didn't really benefit him as a top laner. Still a very strong mid lane pick, however. Technically it's a flex, but of course Misfits are happy taking Jhin. They can't get the Malzahar they got last time. They can get Graves, they can get Lee Sin. Like, both jungle picks are fantastic for Kakao. This is a very early mid lane if they do show it. Clearly highlighting they want to save other roles for later. I mean, they play it safe.
Look at it this way, right? Misfits can do almost anything because individually they are just stronger players right now.
Yes,
you know, and
of course,
decision-making works in their favor, so...
But I think actually Rumble is a fine early pick because he's a very safe blind pick. Alfari had an interview where he talked about this as well. Like, Rumble right now has very few hard counters. So you can pick this Rumble and you can survive any lane matchup in the game. So it's a perfectly safe and fine pick. We see it banned a lot here in 7.4.
Yeah.
Also because some of the other top laners got some nerfs. Rumble is in a very good spot, and Alfari is going to be very happy with this lock-in.
Yeah, 2 games played, 1 win, 1 loss so far for Alfari on that champion. And of course, Kakao with both Lee Sin, Kha'Zix open and available. He can pick that into release tabs. Likely to just go for that Ezreal again.
Now, this is clearly because, you know, Tabs and Peke, when they have been playing together, they've had success. Probably with this Ezreal-Braum combo, and that's why they go for it in the first game. Problem with Ezreal is just it's so hard, unless you are like one of the absolute best AD carries in the world, then it's really hard to kind of like carry your team forward. Because it takes quite some time before Ezreal is strong enough to really take over these team fights. And then a lot of your damage in terms of the skill shots can be blocked by annoying things like Lee Sin or Rumble sitting in front of you when you're trying to get to someone else. But no surprise, Kakao gets his preferred jungler right now. And it is a joy to watch him on Lee Sin.
It really, really is. We jump into ban phase 2. No supports locked in yet. So Tahm Kench and Thresh off the table. Ignar's Thresh, of course, is phenomenally impressive. Played it a couple times this split and very aggressive in lane. Very aggressive. So I'm a bit sad to see that, but still a number of other options available. Karma, the one that's screaming out to me right now.
Well, Karma is definitely a strong pick at the moment. Oh, they take away the pocket Braum. Peke, is this all you have to show today, or is he gonna pull out something crazy? I want to see something huge, like flaming. I want to see Bard. I want to see Peke's Bard or Syndra support. But Power Weaver might be the party pooper and just steal away the Syndra as his blind pick, because we know he loves to play it. It's very safe also mid lane. Oriana is the other one. Power Weaver, he's a simple man. He likes to play a lot of the same stuff. And in the current meta, it's good. Well, Syndra, it probably is then for him, unless they want to save his pick for last, in case they want to counter pick Nate.
We'll see if Power of Evil poops at parties and locks in the Syndra. It would be a safe pick at this point in time.
Never fun.
Very well for him. With Rise off the table as well, and expecting Nahyun to play Jace, Syndra into Jace.
No, this is Peke's pick.
Not gonna get it.
You can't take it from him. Okay, they're saving last pick for Power of Evil. Rise is not available, which is what we've seen people play against Syndra. So I want to see Nahyun take the Syndra now. Try and get some early control in that lane.
I mean, it's Jace. Jace into whatever Power of Evil's going to lock in. The Karma is finally locked down, so not the most exciting of supports for Peke. But this should be a little bit of an easier laning phase, potentially.
Definitely. Oh, definitely will be an easier laning phase. But a lot of playmaking potential on the side of Misfits. Lee Sin, Bard, like even Jin can set up so many different picks. So you're picking against her. Jace, Syndra is still perfectly fine, even though people like to play Jace against her. It's not like, oh my god, I will counter her. It's more like, you know, you can get so much poke damage and kind of stay out of her range and play these siege comps against her, which is what Origen have with Jace Ezreal. Not the sickest siege comp in the world, but there is some long-range damage from Origen.
Looking at both compositions, xPeke, Origen has got sort of the, dare I say, standard comp. You know, tanky top, some poke, some siege power. Misfits with no traditional tank, a lot of playmaking, a lot of damage. This is the quote-unquote harder style of comp to play.
No, 100%. Like Rumble top and these kind of comps are difficult to execute. Bard as well. Like, so many support players don't like to play Bard on stage because teams play more passive, so it's harder for you to create these big plays, and then Bard can very quickly end up being a bit useless. But if you are Misfits and you play a team like Origen, you want to test the team. They've been playing a lot of comps now without pure tanks in the top lane, and I'm glad to see Hussein here kind of pushing the team to really perform on these kind of different kind of compositions, and really like show or figure out if there is a weakness, if there is a problem. Oh, we can't play Rumble top because Alfari can't hit the ulti or something.
There will be some very basic things you can work on in this game, because maybe Origen not going to put the toughest of tests.
Early game they might. Early game they might.
All this composition is definitely going to play a little bit easier in favor of Origen. Remember, Wisdom's early game on that Kha'Zix previously. Very, very good setup. And on a jungler like Elise, maybe that is how Origen break their 13-game loss streak. Maybe. But that is a gigantic, gigantic maybe.
He's the man we're looking at in the early game for sure.
We'll keep our eyes on Wisdom and Origen as they take on Misfits in game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 0-13 for Origen. They have tied the longest losing streak in the European LCS history, which was set by Dragonborns many, many years ago.
Not me, not me.
xPeke, yeah, yours was 0-9, that's the old story.
No, I'm just saying.
No one cares anymore. People lost better than you lost.
Exactly. They were better losers than me.
Can I tell you a super obscure thought, right? Super obscure. But the 2 longest losing streaks in EU LCS history both belong to teams and organizations that used to be former Fnatic mid laners. Xushe and Dragonborns, they fell on their face 13 times, and today, xPeke and Origen have fallen on their face 13 times.
And another thing, the coach for both teams with the longest losing streaks, Dragonborns back 2013, Origen now, was Leduc.
That's just meta. That's just meta.
So there are some similarities here. He's been in this situation before. Last time he didn't manage to pull the team out of it. Dragonborns got relegated, and we actually never saw them again.
No, unfortunately not. Is that the fate of Origen? It's only week 6. There's a few weeks left for Origen to turn it around. And we've already touched on their strength of schedule a whole lot. So now let's talk about what we're looking for. We're looking for Wisdom to have impactful ganks, to land cocoons, maybe to set up some plays.
Oh yeah.
Where is the most likely opportunity to set plays up?
Well, Rumble, if he wants to trade, will always push because of his Flame Spitter. He's a fairly easy target to gank when you have CC in the lane, which you do with Nautilus. That is definitely one option. Can be difficult to gank bot lane because it's a Karma Israel setup. Karma obviously does have a snare, so it is possible if Misfits is pushing, but I think mid and top lane is where I'm looking for Wisdom to go. Let xPeke and Tapsus go even in the bot lane, maybe get a slight advantage, and then snowball these solo lanes. Because if you set, especially like a Syndra behind with a Jace, Syndra doesn't have the damage then to kill the Jace in one combo, and Jace's poke will just be absolutely insane. Like, good start from Nehun already. So Wisdom, let's get these solo laners going, but could change if someone from Misfits is just crazy pushing. I'm looking at you, Alfari.
All right, Alfari's pushing. If you look at the minimap, Wisdom making his way up to the top. I'm seeing some Origen pings on the Krugs.
Yeah, but see now, Alfari's a smart man, so he goes down to ward already. Is there a blast cone? There is actually a blast cone he could take. That's why Alfari's going further down to ward here. So the reason you do this is, one, you get full information on 2 camps, and if Wisdom is moving that way, no, Wisdom, that was the wrong side. You need to go to the other side. Now he's spotted.
Blast cone mechanics, ladies and gentlemen, it is a thing.
Yeah, so basically, if you are playing in solo queue, if you just ward in the river, and there is a blast cone, and you're playing red side top lane, the enemy jungler can just take that blast cone near the top side and jump over the wall and go straight for that gank. So that's why he steps in and actually wards further down. But then Wisdom messed it up and showed he was on top side.
And I don't know if the vision from that ward just caught the Bramble back or not.
But I wonder if he saw that the red buff was just killed right now, and then he knows Kakao is top side. He is now taking that blast cone. Actually, he's just he's trying to sneak around 2 wards, basically. Yeah. Poor Wisdom, if we can look at him instead of Peke and Taps down the bottom lane. Just kind of
not really working out.
Around.
We're focusing on Wisdom because of the impact that Elise can have in the early game.
And needs to have.
And needs to have.
But he's been spotted now again, so everything was actually ready for him with that blast cone where he jumps into the other side of the blue buff, and then he walks up river because he saw the ward being placed. He could have walked up river, not spotted by Alfari, and executed a gank, but sadly, wrong side.
All right, Kakao on the other hand, he's farming up a storm. Now, of course, raw CS doesn't mean a whole lot in the jungle because the gold is separated. Form's actually bang on even at this stage. And take a look at some of the stats from game number 1. Kills plus assist at 15, and look at those buffs for Kakao. Really dominant control, and more efficient because he was inside the enemy jungle applying pressure. Didn't need to be around his team. That's what team at jungle proximity means. How much time he's spending around his laners.
And now he's looking again for
with his laners,
Wisdom, obviously. And they're just going to place more deep wards to try and see if they can actually find where this Elise is. Because again, I feel like Misfits always really understand, like, what is the opening for the enemy team? Like, how will the enemy team get an advantage? Well, in this case, they were also looking at Wisdom like we were. They're basically just deep warding the whole thing.
So Misfits understand Origen's keys to victory and can determine strategy to counter it.
Yes.
Next level to fish out.
Well, it's called being smart in League of Legends.
Sama manages to connect xPeke. A tad excited there is Peke. He's going to back away. Even on CS in this Ezreal Karma lane, not really going to dominate a Jhin Bard, but like you said, playmaking potential if and when Ignar gets closer to ultimate status.
There's no reason for Ignar and Hansama to play super aggro here, so Peke going in instead.
Yeah, very good timing. The moment Hansama runs out of ammo, Tabs takes a lot of damage, trading back and forth, and Tabs aggroes the minions. Peke even kills the health relic, manages to back away. That was very good timing on when to engage for Peke.
Yeah, but so that looked, you know, pretty good for both teams. It's heavily in favor of Misfits because Hansama is boots for potions. Also has a heal from Bard. So the fact that Tabs also took so much damage means that if this laning phase is going to be extended, well then Hansama is going to get all the HP back. That's why Origen also has to just back away. They got to shove out the wave, so that was perfectly fine for them, and that was why, okay, they could opt into this trade. Yeah. Win the trade, push the lane, recall.
All right, Cocoon needs to connect. Cocoon needs to connect. Flashed away from Unleashed Power fizzles and fizzles midair. But successful gank, no summoner spent.
So flash down, that means you can return to mid lane. Wisdom could have gotten much more earlier towards the top side, but didn't manage to execute it properly. Tabs gets his recall, gets a tier, obviously. You're gonna get Hansama with the serrated Dirk, so big power spike for him. Wait, did Kakao steal
got it? Smited it down.
Come on, Kakao. Wisdom is trying here. Just give him something.
Give him a chance, man. Wisdom has a family. What are you doing? But yeah, let's look at the 7 minutes in even game as far as gold is concerned. CS, no advantages anywhere, and despite Wisdom not really finding a play early, there's still a lot of opportunity for him. Obviously, as that flash expended by PoE.
Peke is so... he's playing so risky as a support here, just hiding in between actually 2 guys who were moving from lanes, Power Weaver and Ignar, but he's still sitting here. I don't think he's actually spotted on any specific ward. Well, he was probably spotted on the ward in the river that actually saw him move up, but and they haven't seen him leave yet, so they're kind of like, is he in there?
Just got a ping on top of xPeke's head. I think he was in the position, and there you go. Caution pings from Misfits, and instantly Ignar positioning towards the river. So unfortunately,
they saw him go in there and they didn't see him leave, so he probably didn't recall.
All right, Misfits, they've grouped themselves up in this top left quadrant. Look at that, PoE as well as Alfari coming with Kakao to challenge for blue.
Yeah, remember, Power Weaver has no flash. there is a Nautilus ulti on Sartorius. They can go for Power of Evo and pick up first blood.
Yeah, stun onto Wisdom, he's in trouble. Equalizer comes up. The repel will buy some time. He can drop down and flash. Kicked away. Now xPeke turns his focus onto Alfari. Nahun, Sartorius, they join the fight. That's a kill back. xPeke, how does he do it? Now Alfari's the target. Power of Evil's running as well. Scatter the Weak doesn't find a great stun. Overheating onto Nahun. Power of Evil's cleaning up the fight. That's a double kill. And xPeke's in trouble. Curtain call from Hansama. 1 and 2 misses. The third finds his man, but Misfits get the kills.
Oh, it was actually a pretty good setup for Origen. They had 3 members collapsing on a no-flash Syndra, but then Wisdom got too close, he got jumped, he couldn't really re-enter the fight, and suddenly both supports are roaming up, and in the end, Misfits pick up all the kills. 2 kills for Power of Evo. He was really strong last game. It's gonna be the same now. And once again, I feel like we're in a situation where Origen, they have the options, they have the openings, and then when it comes down to executing, boom, fall flat on your face.
Unfortunately for Origen, that means they find themselves another hole. Power of Evil already got that Seeker's Arm Guard, along with the Forgotten Chapter. Lost Chapter, not Forgotten.
Well,
Forgotten. Different word usage, right? Death Bush. Death
you
Bush.
forgot it.
Where's the cocoon? Where's the cocoon? There's a ward going down. Oh, all of a sudden, Wisdom's dead. He's in trouble. xPeke is locked down as well. Misfits just punish Origen.
Sadly, Wisdom stepped out of the brush and was instantly spotted. Kakao put down a ward and then managed to kill him. But we see the same thing, you know. Origen, it's xPeke moving around. Moby boots Karma. He's just constantly trying to make plays on the map. Taps. Oh, doesn't jump into the first one.
No, not yet.
No mad life for
Flash
Ignore.
and heal is available. Gonna need to use it. Kakao looking to set up. Sonic Wave. Gonna need it just yet as Kakao's tanking the turret. They're trading aggro back and forth. Dashing in, dashing out. Dropping very low, but Ignore and Kakao, they double team tabs.
I love the synergy, man. Coming into this split, this combo with Kakao and Ignore was definitely one of the combos we looked at and said, okay, this has the potential to be really, really exciting and fantastic to look at. And I think Ignore and Kakao would be 2 of the best performing members in the EU LCS if we look at these last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been huge for Misfits. Not only are the guys fitting well with the team, they're also playing so well.
And Kakao actually had question marks coming in, right?
Oh, a lot,
He
of
didn't
course.
have the best of performances in 2016, and he's looking fantastic. Alfari's going to look to get away. Very good flash cocoon from Wisdom. Depth charge goes out as well, and Origen combo down Alfari, sending a message. Can they get the tower reply? There's some minions to work with, but Misfits are sending in reinforcements.
We'll have another wave here. There's ulti from Hansama, but that's not really the best to clear out these minions here. He's trying, and also Power View roaming. That's going to stop Origen from pushing. And they're just going to get the 1 kill on Alfari. 4k gold, 3k gold down.
Origen are able to escape.
Damn, something is rotten in here. I'm not sure what it is. Is it you, Trev?
It might be Misfits punishing Origen. The play from Origen. A little smelly.
Man, it's like the worst comment ever. It's just you and me. No one else knows what we're talking about.
I think you're making a pretty obvious decision. But yes, to go back to Kakao, like, question marks around his last year. Who was going to show up on our stage? And what level of play was Kakao going to bring? Because historically, you go back enough years, he was one of, if not the best jungler in the world.
Yeah, it was him and Dandy fighting for that #1 spot, and depending on who you asked, you would get obviously one of the 2.
But that was many years ago, and if you look last year, that was not the same Kakao on stage, right?
No, of course not. No, in LSPL, he couldn't really do anything. This is an old replay, guys. Very old one, but it's Wisdom kind of getting too close. They were setting up Sartorius walking in, and it was like, Origen, you got it. And then Wisdom getting caught out, so he's basically out of the fight instantly. xPeke joins, though, and while they do get some good CC and Power of Evil and some damage on Kakao, they're sadly have to invest too much in getting these kills. And Nahun here should just stick to Power of Evil. He should move away and go for something else, because now Power of Evil actually ends up killing Sartorius and I believe Nahun just at the end.
He does. xPeke, you know, I mean, that was such a close shave. He almost got taken out. Managed to escape right at the end. All right, Misfits, 2,500 gold up again as we're approaching 15 minutes. Starting to play lane assignment game, as Misfits have a tower advantage and they've moved Hansam and Ignar up to the top lane. You can see Tabs and xPeke coming to match it.
And we just want to see fights now, Trevor. Origen, you're not going to macro your way back in this game. You have to just try and force. But sadly, this Elise pick has not really paid off for you so far. Flashes, everything is available except for on Ignar if you look at the side of Misfits. So getting that one pick might be difficult, but honestly, that is the way back. Peke puts on his shot calling pants and just forces some crazy. But he's tried, you know, we saw the Death Rush that he actually invented, funny enough, on Fnatic back in the day. Trying to set it up again, but this time...
Can you invent camping in the bush?
Yes,
like,
yes you can.
Maybe he made it famous. Maybe he made it famous.
He invented it.
Listen, I've played a lot of games.
No one else thought about it until he did.
In my scrub elo, you would run to top lane and sit in the bush at level 1 and wait for the other dude to run into the bush and fight you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Peke made it look good, but I did it too. I see nods in the crowd.
Yeah, me
too. Love Hurts
too.
crew. I can see you guys. You've done it too.
We've all tried.
And Misfits, they are quite famous as well for that mid lane death bush. To control ward down, wait for people to run around.
Well, that's technically Unicorns.
Ah, it was against Unicorns.
Yeah,
there we go.
I mean, Misfits are kind of red and Unicorns pink. I can see
that's
how
why I need
confused.
you here, the Fisher. You're the brains.
Yeah, but yeah, technically, Unicorns, they love sitting in that side brush. They're playing next series, by the way, against Rocket. They might do it quite a lot. Peke getting caught.
Kakao just combos him down. A little bit of support from Ignar.
You're like, Peke! And he's also on Karma, so it's
it wasn't
like,
even enough time to react, but...
Wait,
oh, Tabs is in trouble. Tabs is in trouble. Where's the CC? Cosmic binding against the wall. Rooted down from range, and even though Tabs gets an arcane shift out, Alfari teleports in just to join the fun. And Misfits are now deconstructing Origen. Look, there was some good plays, but this was not the same level of early game.
No.
As we saw previously.
No, it definitely went pretty bad early on for Origen. And then you see, like, Misfits, you know, we say we want to see Origen fight, but Misfits doesn't even give them a chance because they're just, like, outplaying them when it comes to map movements. And they find these openings, put one kill into another kill on top side, that tower is gone, you know. So they don't even give Origen that chance to get that 5-on-5 early fight that some other teams, like we see a lot of teams in Europe just kind of group fight mid and just start rushing down the turret. Misfits is doing it now because they've taken everything else and both side lanes already pushing, so they need to push him back. Yeah. There really is nowhere else to go other than Rift Held. And that's a great checklist. It's like, you have like 15 things you're doing basically, and number 16 on that list is, oh, Rift Held is available. I guess we can go there if there's really nothing else to do. This situation, pushing mid was a thing.
I've said a few sort of stats that are Captain Obvious ones today to Fisho. You know, like Origen giving up first tower. This is now the 10th game in a row. Origen's losing streak. Misfits now have just set their largest gold lead at 15 minutes. When you have arguably the second or third best team in the league against currently the 9th or 10th.
Right. But the fact that gold lead is not bigger says a lot about how Misfits are playing the early to mid game. Like, it is actually rare. They're like 12-0, 10k goal advantage instantly at 20 minutes. We don't see that very often from them.
Yeah.
Because again, it's about avoiding taking too many risks, and that's just really good. That's just like smart League of Legends.
So Misfits play calculated.
Yeah,
is that the right word? Whereas Unicorns of Love play risky at times.
There's definitely more risk involved.
And
oh, is it Rift Hell time?
It's nice to look at some of those styles. Wisdom's gonna clear out this Misfits control ward. Actually backs away as Kakao and Ignar, the roaming duo, start to move around. I mean, Ignar, 100% kill participation, 4-1 and 4.
They're doing it. There was nothing else on the map for Misfits to take.
Who picks up the buff? Will it be Kakao?
Definitely could give it to Kakao. Would make the most sense. You don't really want to give it to Rumble. So
I mean, Alfari's not even there, so...
Yeah, but like, they could maybe TP him in or something.
For the Rift Herald.
All right.
What's some of the decision-making on who you give the buff to? Seeing as we see it so rarely, we never really talk about it.
All right, do you have a split pusher? Give it to him.
Okay, so that's the obvious one.
Yeah, do you not have a split pusher?
And when you have a mid laner, a support, and a jungler?
Well, then you give it to the jungler every time. There is also the situation where if you can get it and you have like a tank top, which you're against the split pusher, actually giving it to the tank has a lot of value, kind of making him a bit stronger. He can hold longer in that lane.
What I'm hearing is not a huge amount of complexity around that buff.
No, the buff is very simple. I mean, I really like the buff. I just wish
it was worth more.
But the buff is good. It's just the Rift Herald is such a weird objective to take because you give up bot side pressure and it's pretty difficult to take down early on unless you just have like full control.
Is Sartorius difficult to take down? We're about to find out. Flashes away, Unleash Power comes out. He's going to use that Spider-Man move to the wall. Flash forward from Kakao. Scatter the weekend. Hans Sommer from downtown picks it up. Not exactly easy to take down.
No.
They got him in the end.
Got him in the end. Nothing else is really happening from Origen right now. They're sitting so far back that the crazy chaos playstyle we wanted to see to try and get back is not happening. They don't really have the comp to do it either.
Right.
And ignore.
Oh, a good sidestep from xPeke. Aggressively forward, flashes away as well. Managed to get out of range of the roots from Jin. And now Origen are defending this tower. It has the slimmest of hit points.
This tower represents Origen's current situation in the standings.
Actually, it has more hit points than they have wins.
That is very true.
Origen is now going to get chunked down. It's a good cocoon onto Ignar, but unfortunately dies while
so
in
does
repel.
the tower.
And the tower falls as well. Misfits, their 10th kill, their 3rd tower. We're not 20 minutes into the game, and it's a 6K gold lead.
But now we can get to enjoy the Baron setup soon from them. Origen trying to see if they can test the blue buff. Not been getting a lot of these today. Won't get this one either because Power Vivo is a dirty cheater who just takes it. Moves it out of harm's way. Kakao is looking down at the red buffs to steal that one as well. I could really want to see how many buffs they're taking at the end.
Actually just asked our stats team to check how many buffs
He gets this one too.
they've locked down, and I will give you an update as soon as our stats team tells us. And you know, this is the performance we expected from Misfits. We're very critical of teams who perform well in EU LCS. And, you know, we look at things and we say, well, there's expectations when number 1 plays number 5, number 2 plays number 5, how well they play. And this is the level of play and level of style that you expect from polar opposites on the table, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Again, Misfits are barely making any mistakes in this, and they're not really making it too easy for Origen to do a whole lot. And yes, that's what we want to see. And then from the bottom teams, you know, teams like Origen, we just want to see some progression. Like, that's what we're looking for every single week. And I think we saw some in Game 1 from them. Game 2, different story. A lot of it came down to wisdom. Having that really poor early game on at least. They're trying mid lane, though.
All right, good flash from Hans Sommer. All right, I do have an update for you to Fisher in terms of junglers getting the buffs. 9 for Kakao, 4 for Wisdom. I don't think we counted the ones that Power of Evil has picked up on the side. But again, another strong jungle control. I mean, Misfits have had map control. I mean, the Rift belongs to them. They've had great vision, great pushing.
Kakao's looking for more. Oh, he wants his Grom too.
All right, Wisdom's going to look to contest it, actually. Flash away from Wisdom. Respect.
Everyone wants the Grom. Look at that. All the skill shots.
Regen as well, and Kakao's going to re-aggro as it backs away. And observers, can we toggle the vision and look at how much Misfits are pushing into Origen's jungle and what Origen can see, because it looks like there's a Baron play. There we go.
I mean, they can see more than Unicorns could see yesterday against, 2 days ago against Misfits. They're TPing behind. This is the fight.
All right, this is the opportunity for Origen. Magical Journey
Oh,
delivers Misfits to Sartorius. Kakao's the target. Sartorius booted over the wall. Kakao's looking to get away. Teleport's available for Alfari if he needs to. Power of Evil scatters the weak Sartorius, sends him out. Magical Journey to the river. Ignar's found an escape path. The two-man stun. Now Misfits are in trouble. Wisdom repels down. That's a shutdown. Ignar's the target. Alfari's teleported in. The equalizer's in the river. But fire doesn't matter. Alfari gets chunked down by the shock blast, and Origen may have won a team fight.
Well, they just have to kill Alfari now. Can they actually do Baron? Probably not, because Misfits are pushing down mid lane. Alfari just buying time.
He's gonna get taken down eventually. Great play by Origen, using the vision. Using the vision. How risky is this Baron?
I mean, it's insanely risky, but you're so far down and you're Origen, so you have to just try and see if you can get it. Power of Evil has ulti and Sama has ulti. They're both on the way. Here's Power of Evil stacking up them balls.
He is indeed. Curtain Call comes out. That's tagging onto xPeke. Then Sartorius. Very good stun. Baron's in the back of the pit. The 4th shot comes out. Baron, where does it go? It looks to be secured by Origen.
And they're getting out.
They've got themselves a chance. They lose nobody.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Fight your way out. Good TP here from Sartorius. Kakao's trying to get some kills.
All right, where does the Sonic Wave go? Repel up onto the minions. Now xPeke is left in the back line. Ignar could Magical Journey forward. Sonic Wave, not gonna find anybody. And Origen get 3 kills, get Baron, and get out alive.
Now Misfits trying to see if they can get anything in return. Just a few jungle camps. Good setup, and the classic we see where teams are a little bit unfocused, they're really far ahead, and then suddenly they end up overextending, but really just full credit to Origen on that engage. Sartorius with the TP, the deep ward being placed by either Wisdom or xPeke. Sets up such a good fight, and then I like the instant call to Baron. Yes, okay, Power Vivo's there and Sama is there. Maybe they can stop us, it's early in the game, but we have to try. And they pulled it off. They got the Baron, they all backed away, no one died. What else can they get? They have every single tower on the map to take. That's a lot of gold.
Yes, it is.
So if you like the positive version, it just means there's a lot of gold for them to get.
I mean, the Baron closes the lead that Misfits have accrued, but they're still very far behind. Nahun getting some good accelerated shock blast. Looking at damage Delta champions this game, a lot more even than we saw in game number 1. But Origen are still very far behind. Sartorius is pushing the bottom outer turret, and he does not have teleports available, so that will be the first tower secured by Origen.
Yeah, he needs to just take it and then start recalling. Don't think he can get much more without that TP, because you need to respect what Misfits can do, but actually he has a massive wave, Trev. He might just be able to keep pushing, and then it's up to Misfits here if they want to go back and defend.
70 seconds on the teleport. Recall's coming up for Misfits. Sartorius will be able to have that empowered recall.
Go! Push!
Go, Nautilus!
Yes!
Yes!
The tower.
Dredge line to the tower. Bring the anchor down.
I like it. All right, okay, not the most exciting split push, but he got some damage on it. Mid lane now open. Should be another tower for Origen.
And all of this comes from vision. This entire setup, the ability to TP in behind Misfits, get the kills, get the Baron. Defensive vision from Origen. And it's allowed them to at least claw back a few towers. Unfortunately, minions took the top inner turret, so it's now a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, and Origen might be able, well, they will be able to also get Ocean Drake. So Misfits trying to just cut the losses here, wait for Baron to disappear, give away this one dragon. That's not really valuable 25 minutes in anyway. Little lazy Ocean Drake. And now Origen made the play, got back in the game. Yes, there's still 4k gold down, but that's way better than being the 10k down they were before.
Oh yeah, especially because there's a little bit more map to play with. Taking a look at some of those items. Official Edge of Night for both Nahun and Hans Summer. This is 7.4, the hot fixed edition, so longer cooldown on that active. Spirit Visages for both Sartorius and Wisdom. Another second item GA for Sartorius.
Yeah, it's very interesting he's doing that. Like a lot of top laners, it's like Spirit Visage and armor item, then GA, but he doesn't value getting that extra HP.
Maybe the context of the spring split and what's likely to happen is informing his item choices.
Maybe. Maybe he should just
Is that a little too harsh, maybe?
Kind of. But they're back in the game now, so it's okay. They're no longer just getting destroyed.
How much in the game are they? It's 5,000 gold down. There's some objectives left to play for. This outer top is down to about 30% HP, and you can see Origen starting to group up both teams' respective coaches.
Leduc taking off the headset.
Leduc and Hussein watching intently as Misfits successfully back away.
You will notice that Hussein almost never smiles in these camps here when we show him, because he's always a little bit unhappy with the performance. He's always pinpointing certain mistakes they're making and being like, oh, I don't know about this one. Yeah, I know we did beat Unicorns, but, you know, we made some mistakes. And, you know, that's great. As long as you always remember also to kind of highlight when good stuff is happening, right? Yes. Positive feedback is important as well, Trevor.
Exactly, and constructive criticism.
Yes.
Clear out the wards. Because Deficio, would that ward in the quadrant of the jungle be a Baron setup mistake?
No.
Or an overeager tower push?
It was a tower push.
Okay, I just want to check where it lies.
No,
I just want to check.
They weren't even close to the Baron. It was a tower push, but it was just when we highlighted how Origen actually done a better job defensive vision-wise compared to Unicorns 2 days ago against Misfits, and that defensive ward gave them the opening.
And the numbers on the top of your screen, that's the Baron power play. Plus 1,600 gold. Ignor's running away, True Shot Barrage is on cooldown.
Sadly, they didn't have any vision, they couldn't really follow him.
And of course, that Baron power play being behind the league average because Origen was so far behind. They got themselves some additional gold by taking a couple of towers and some CS, but they're still
they still have to find their way. Yeah.
But it means less, right? 3K now at 30 minutes is significantly smaller. I know we say that all the goddamn time, but it is also true. Origen, they've now got to find team fights in a better position than Misfits, because you should assume that in a straight-up 5v5, Misfits will be more coordinated and more on the same page.
Right, but we have to remember Misfits are running, you know, with just Lee Sin as the frontline tank. So you can kill the Rumble, you can kill the Cinder, you can kill the Jhin, the Bard. It's very, very easy for Origen if they manage to CC one squishy target. And when you have Nautilus flanking Elise Cocoon, there is enough CC to lock down that one guy. So we're looking again for a deep ward Sartorius can use. It's funny that he was the man obviously setting it up, because like this was what he was kind of known for in Challenger, like being a strong team player with good teleports who understood, you know, how to start fights on these tanks. He used to play a lot of Gragas top lane as well and do exactly the same. So now on this Nautilus, we want to see the second time. Peke not face taken just yet.
No, manages to get away from the stun as well. Shock Blast connects into Hans Summer, drops him very, very low.
And now Baron is spawning again soon. Problem for Origen is so rarely have they been able to actually set up for Barons with like an advantage, because they've been down in so many games. So we have to see
how practiced they are.
Exactly. Are they actually able to do it? Most teams can't do it properly. Wouldn't be too surprised if Origen would struggle there, but let's give the benefit of the doubt.
Doesn't find a target. The tower's going low. Sartorius is going to tank a couple extra shots, so that was a very good push. Origen dodged all the necessary skill shots, got nearly all of the hit points on that inner turret, and now they're backing away. Where is the vision in the jungle? You can see Wisdom and Peke working together to place some wards.
And they need some control wards down. You have two in your inventory. And there's also Sartorius.
All right, ignores the target. True Shot Barrage fires across the Misfits lineup. Redemption, it's a decent chunk of HP back. I don't think Peke used his cooldown, but now Misfits, they're a little bit lower and they've backed away.
Well, they will find the one ward in here. They don't have the control wards down yet, so they can't actually clear out any further wards.
How risky is this? Sartorius is not tanking the Baron. He's trying to pull Misfits towards them. All of a sudden, Origen, they're running away! The five-man Tempered Fate! Is Peke down for the count? He's tagged up by the curtain call. All of a sudden, Misfits are splitting up Origen. Wisdom is getting run down behind the pit, and it's just a single kill.
That one ulti from Ignore was beautiful. For so many flashes from Origen. Misfits instantly go to the Baron. Rest of Origen on the way, Trap. It's not over yet. Taps, full HP, flash, heal, everything.
The shock blast was magnificent! Nahun starts to tag up Baron. Baron hits Misfits, and one single skill shot will stop the Baron.
Peke's gonna try and stop some recalls here.
Can he do it? No! Prediction shot went the wrong direction! Oh!
Unlucky.
So unfortunate.
Close game, I like this.
Origen stopped the Baron. They prevented Misfits picking that one up. Nahun with a pixel-perfect shot.
This Jace here has been working really well. Again, Nahun, I feel like, been doing his job for Origen, which is obviously why Peke came in and became a support and not a mid laner, because Hiva was the one underperforming that they replaced. And also, like, it makes sense. Peke is probably not too practiced right now, but still has the experience and like the shot calling, so you put him in support. Play with taps down in the bottom lane. Has some experience from playing AD carry as well, so he understands the lane. 4 dragons for Misfits, 1 for Origen. Most importantly, though, is the fact that the one Mountain Drake is on the side of Misfits for when they go back to Baron.
Baron's still up. Where's the vision now? A little bit of vision inside that blue jungle quadrant of Origen. So Misfits have got something to play with. True Shot Barrage just to scan out the Baron. Sartorius very tanky. He's got a GA available. But the accelerated Shock Blast doesn't find a target. Hans Summer draws back the curtain and only finds Sartorius and Wisdom.
It's really hard for Misfits to actually take down Sartorius in the front line. Cacau's looking for the squishies.
Sonic Wave can find out tabs. There's no root or CC yet. Cacau's biding his time. Hasn't jumped over the wall just yet. Tempered Fate slows down. Sartorius and Nahun, very good equalizer. Nahun gets kicked forward. Alfari gets the kill. Unleashed power onto tabs. He's exhausted and running away. A root locks down Wisdom. Peke's running for his life. Wisdom goes down. Double kill for Alfari. The stun onto Sartorius won't be followed up on. And despite his slow into Power of Evil, Misfits turn for Baron.
Yeah, Misfits showing some great shot calling here. xPeke and Ignore together setting up this kill on Nahun, and they're just simply outplaying Origen when it comes to the engages. But let's see if they can do Baron.
Sartorius is coming in. Baron should be secured here by Misfits, and it is. Actually picked up by Alfari in the burst of damage. xPeke and Tabs not going to be able to find anybody else, and a 5-man Baron for Misfits extends their lead.
Woo!
Close stuff.
Not the kind of mid to late game Misfits were hoping for against Origen when they were so far ahead. And just have to say, Origen has had some good fights, but now the last 2 engages have been heavily in favor of Misfits, and it comes down to Ignore both times. This ulti onto Nahun is a great setup, and then xPeke and the Rumble ulti combined is enough to kill the Jace, and then suddenly Origen can't win the fight. So basically like 2 fights in favor of Origen, now 2 fights in favor of Misfits. Misfits get the Baron, which is the typical thing when you have a very, very, very strong team, and then the struggling Origen trying to get their way back in and win that first game.
League average Baron power play is just over 4,000 gold. If I remember correctly, stats team will correct me if I'm wrong. Origen got 1,600 when they had Baron earlier. Let's see what Misfits can do. Ignore. He pulled that one short. Ever so slightly. We'll forgive it for getting the 5-man Tempered Fate.
Into there, hit the Jace without flash, and then we can kill him. Nahun just stepping forward to try and land some poke, and then instantly punished.
Is Ignore currently the best performing support player?
In Europe, yes.
Yeah.
He is. We obviously always look at Mithi.
Yeah.
But right now, he's not really able to claim that title. Might be able to do it around playoffs.
Hey, I mean, Misfits will be playing against G2 in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
so
we'll see that.
See how that works out.
I think Jay has also really been stepping up. Funny enough, I think at the start of the split, Hillesang was doing extremely well.
Yeah.
But he's gone downhill a little bit together with the rest of Unicorns. Does get caught out quite a bit. And then, like, Che and Ignore has just kind of gotten better and better and better. And especially Ignore is just standing out of this big playmaker.
It's really important to keep our eyes on Ignore. I mean, he's made it very easy this game. Gonna spot out Sartorius. xPeke is now the target. Gonna look to get run down. The curtain call. Finding. Oh, he takes a crit! xPeke is down! Alfari and xPeke looking for another. Tabs, Redemption, not gonna snipe him just yet. He manages to arcane shift away. Ignore and Alfari, they're locked down. Cocoon onto Power of Evil, but there's not enough damage. Tempered Fate onto Nahun, into a Cosmic Binding. And Origen, they lose their captain, their caller, their owner, their leader, and they're pushed further back.
But they didn't really lose anything else, so losing the leader actually just bought them a lot of time. Misfits got the kill, couldn't get the mid tower down that they were looking for. Already gotten everything else on the map they needed. So getting xPeke gives them a bit of gold, but that is about it. Baron buff will expire very, very soon, and Origen has been holding their own so far. Problem is, you're just waiting for that next Ignore ulti. But we're also looking at Sartorius again on this unkillable Nautilus, but Dead Man's Plate. Interesting item choice again from him, but not the worst.
Second item last game for xPeke. Obviously snowballing of the fantastic lead he had. Also with Warmogs, also with Randuins here. Wisdom, what do you make of this half tanky, half AP?
On Elise?
Yeah.
I mean, I think tank Elise is perfectly fine if you have...
Old school, isn't it?
It's old school if you trust in your carries and you have enough damage from your carries. It does, however, mean that Origen is very, very heavily focused on physical damage, because he doesn't add any magic damage on Elise right now, compared to what he could have done, obviously, if he had to build like Leandries and stuff. So, it makes it pretty easy for xPeke, as you can see, to go Randuins, Dead Man's Plate, and just be like, yeah, I got 250 armor. You're not really gonna hurt. Alfari with the Hourglass, and oh, dodging.
Yeah, managed to get out of range of the wall, so the Cosmic Binding didn't find a target.
We're just waiting for the Drake here, Trev. Again, we're waiting for neutral big objectives because the teams can't really properly push against each other.
Teleport's available for Sartorius, but there's nowhere to use it, though. Looking at the minimap, Alfari making his way down that North River. And in the mid lane, Curtain Call is up. Hans Summer tagging up Origen members. Tempered Fate finds Wisdom, but I don't think there's anyone to follow up. Looking at cooldowns, True Shot Barrage, Curtain Call, Tempered Fate not available.
Yeah, that's two big ultis now down for Misfits. Sartorius looking for the pick.
Oh, Flash not available for Alphari either. Cocoon connects. Where's the dredge line? Sartorius biding his time. It's Misfits that are slightly split up, but Cacao looking for another flank. Peke is the target, kicked him backwards, and well, he's a bit of a madman with that sort of positioning. Equalizer comes down, unleashed power! Here's a kill onto Alphari, but Nahun loses his life for the trade. Tabs flashes and heals away. Cacao's Sonic Wave just short. Cocoon doesn't find anybody either, and despite the knockups, Tabs gets shut down. It's 3 Origen members down.
It's actually, again, Peke getting caught out. He's just staying too far away from the rest of the team, trying to fight for vision. And Cacao finds him again and again and again. The rest of Misfits pushing down for this mid tower they were looking for. They just need to get an inhib so they open up the base. As we highlighted, it's a lot of physical damage on the side of Origen. It's real hard for them to actually kill someone like Cacao, but even like an Alphari.
Fisher, you mentioned that xPeke getting caught out of position again and again. We saw it game 1. Seen it there. I think that's the second time this game. I remember him playing ADC last year. Same problem. Just getting burst down and maybe being a little too aggressive, too eager.
Still, I think we can safely say this has actually been the best Origen performance we've seen all split.
Yes.
Like, obviously, Misfits were in the lead early, but that setup with the TP from Sartorius was just well played by Origen. They punished Misfits, they got the Baron instantly as well. That's why they got back in the game, and that is not something we've seen from this team in 6 weeks. So we definitely want to see Peke stay, even if he is making some of these positional mistakes.
Yes.
They have been looking much better. And you can't sit here and just expect them to beat Misfits. Like, Misfits right now is one of the best teams in Europe.
And also, you don't know what to expect, right? So for the Misfits mindset, I mean, Peke, again, he gets caught out. Look at that ward hop play from Cacao. Peke doesn't get stunned yet, but he will likely get burst down by the unleashed power. Redemption is dropped just before xPeke is. Baron is up, as is the Elder Drake, and in a 5-on-4, Misfits now feel confident to start Elder. The rest of Origen, they're rushing for the Baron.
Yeah, they're gonna see if they can trade it here. Cacao stays near the Drake with Hansama. 4 members Origen on the Baron, but this Elder Drake buff is gonna go on to Misfits, and then they can take the fight. This is going to look really bad for Origen.
This is so scary. The equalizer gets everybody. Baron's picked up by Origen, but at what cost? Nahun's life, Wisdom's life. Sartorius is running over to the side. Ignor's trying to chase down Tabs. It's just a matter of time. Tabs has got a lot of damage. Ignor's trying to trade back. Tabs gets himself one. Tags down with the Mystic Shot. Arcane shifts away to safety. Continues to land Q after Q. Baron is surviving, but the minions block a few more. Sartorius is taking us on a walk. All the way in the base. Dredge lining out. Again, a Mystic Shot. But now Hansama and Cacao, they don't care. They're going for the base. Alphari's trying to teleport his way in. The Nexus turrets are going down. Misfits are looking to kill the Nexus. Not before they tag up xPeke. And with 14 losses, Origen break the longest losing streak in EU LCS history.
And Misfits get to 2-0. Just adding that in there. They will look at a second game and be a little bit unhappy. Once we get Hussein up on the analyst desk, he's gonna be like, yep, that happened. Game 1, pretty good from Misfits. Game 2, though, I just want to give credit again to Origen for how they set up that fight. But then you get to see, like, Misfits refocus, ignore some insane bot ultis, and then boom, they win some fights.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, I want you in my room.
2-0.
Is that bam, 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 boom, boom, boom? I don't know.
Boom, 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 actually, if you're going to quote the Venga Boys.
Yeah, there we go.
Definitely a 90s track there. As we've gone back in time with xPeke. And unfortunately, it was a loss. But it is a loss with some rays of light.
Oh, yeah.
Laning phase, not bad. You know, for Peke and Tabs. Coordination, calling Sartorius' TP. It was a team fight that got the Baron again. Sartorius' TP.
Yep, exactly.
We're seeing some combinations here, and for Origen, it's the postseason. It's avoiding promotion tournament, and Official will have to keep our eyes on how they grow. We're going to take a closer look at that 2-0 by Misfits. Let's send it over to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Quickshot. Now, a much closer game than I think.